All right, look at them. There it is. It's 3 o'clock. You guys know what's happening. Live stream's coming your way. And Katie's going right for the computer. Going right for the computer. What's up? Katie Stone is with us. Katie, introduce our esteemed guest this morning.
You guys, just wait until you see the dishes first. But of course, you know this guy next to me, Chris Williams. He is the owner-operator of Lucille's, the revered eatery here in the Museum District. Longtime Houston Restaurant Week's participant, and of course, great friend of my mother, Cleverly Stone. This is his grandmother behind us. You can see our background, and the name of the restaurant is in her honor.
Yep, she's a namesake. That's my great grandmother, and we're also celebrating our 10th anniversary.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I think I came probably early on during that when you guys first opened, and I think I came Cleverly, and she was like, because you'd done the radio show, I think. You had done her radio show, and then after that, she was like, "We got to go." So we came with her. So congratulations on 10 years, man.
Thank you.
In this food scene, it is not. It's not easy.
No,
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah. It's one of I think, the most competitive city for what we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So to be here 10 years doing it's been a gift, and I've been doing the restaurant weeks every one of those 10 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Do we want to talk about some food? What we're starting off with?
Yes,
what do we got?
What's beautiful dish on the foodie cam here.
All right.
This is on your Houston Restaurant Week's menu, which is always incredible.
Thank you.
You know what we got here, Chris?
Yeah, it's just been a while. I've been focusing on the new stuff in Canada, but then I'm also admiring these little dishes that somebody just brought in.
There you go.
Yeah, they're nice.
You're surprised as we are.
Yeah, it looks great. This is our classic Caesar salad. This is a take on my great grandmother's original recipe from her cookbook that she published back in 1941. Without getting into all the details, we just do cornbread croutons, scratch-based Caesar dressing, little Jim lettuce, and a soft-boiled egg. This one, that's our favorite, my favorite, probably our signature salad, the watermelon salad, still in season right now. So that's fresh-cut watermelon with baby arugula, iced red onions, crushed pistachios, and a little bit of feta cheese.
You know this menu really well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we went with these dishes so I could, there's a few new things on there that I'd probably struggle with, but yeah.
Ruben, hand me a fork, please.
Fork is coming your way.
How do you've been a longtime participant. How do you create your menu each year? What do you look what's in season? You look and see what kind of has been trending, what's been selling well in the restaurant.
Yeah. So what we think is typically, I think the biggest success of restaurant weeks is that it speaks to an audience that we normally wouldn't get to, right? So what we want to do is we want to provide them access to the classics. Like if it's your first time, we don't want to play around and show off our experimental stuff. We want to give you the stuff that's, tried and proven.
So that they come back, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they can play with this.
Yeah.
Down the road.
That's a really big benefit of Houston Restaurant Weeks is that you do have the ability to attract some new diners, and maybe this becomes their date night spot, maybe this becomes their anniversary spot, maybe this becomes their ladies brunch. I know you just got in from out of town. This place is packed.
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming.
Completely packed.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
Because the restaurant I just left in Canada was the opposite of that.
Oh,
but it's only a month old.
New.
Yeah, it's a month old, but we'll get there.
Yeah, you've got a lot going on.
And where is it in Canada?
It's in Nova Scotia. It's Nova Scotia. It's a little suburb called Black Point. So it's right there next to the beach. It's the most beautiful part of the province. I've been working on it for 4 years through the pandemic, pretty much designing it on the phone.
Right.
Oh.
And we named it after the patriarch of the family who's been doing business there in that location for the past 40 years.
Okay.
So it's called the Mills Black Point Bistro. So it's like a celebration of Nova Scotian ingredients with Lebanese influences. Yeah, it's a really fun menu. I didn't know that I could still cook like that. So
wow.
Great.
Maybe it brings the joy of cooking back a little bit for you.
Yeah,
right?
it did.
You're so operational at this point.
Right. And I kind of got to where I was more about the joy of not cooking or cooking at home for my family. But yeah, I really do enjoy it. And it's Kang and I, like it's just like it was 10 years ago. We built this restaurant together 10 years ago, just him and I. And so now we're doing the exact same thing in Canada.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're just 10 years older and a lot more brittle.
Mm-hmm. Some more aches and pains.
Yeah.
Got to hit some more Advil.
All right, Chef. What is on the foodie can?
Look at that.
All right.
It looks good.
So this right here is our spicy chicken sandwich that we thought we had to throw our hat into the race back when people were literally killing each other trying to get to the chicken sandwich game. This is our take's a little bit different because we do it with Chinese 5 spice, a little bit of sambal. So the heat's a little bit hotter, but the flavor's a lot more nuanced. And it's just served over a simple cilantro coleslaw with our bourbon pickles, a little mixed green salad, and our fries.
Those pickles, I've had them. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Tell everybody, because in case, I know I've had it. And since the first time I had it, I really enjoyed it. Sambal. Tell everybody what that is.
Sambal. Oh, you got me on that one. Sambal is like, what is that, an Indonesian chili paste?
Yeah.
Chili paste?
It's like a fermented thing, right?
Yeah.
And like fermented, that does not smell great when you pop the can.
No.
But when you use it as an ingredient and the taste is amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of like that Frank's hot sauce commercial. They say I put that on everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do with
There you
sambal.
go. Cool.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Now, everybody knows that you are very active in our community, and you give back a lot. You guys have your own foundation,
We do.
Lucille's 1913. Talk a little bit about that and the kind of work that you guys do.
Yeah, so I started the foundation at the beginning of the pandemic when we started doing. We created a meal program, and we were targeting our elders in these impoverished neighborhoods around the city. We were helpless
during the lockdown. I mean, people were like home, couldn't get out.
Yeah, we actually jumped into action in April. Lockdown happened March 20th. We were going to work by April 3rd. We started off with first responders going after the graveyard shift, because these are the people that aren't really considered when you're thinking about the medical center and, largest one in the world. It's right there in our backyard.
Yeah.
The people that were trying to contribute, they were going after breakfast and lunch, and it makes sense because breakfast is the cheapest meal that you can serve anybody. Lunch is convenient because your staff is already there. We did the opposite. We went after graveyard, serving them real proper dinners from everything from short ribs with braised vegetables, fresh vegetables, like really treating them, giving them what they deserve. It cost us more across the board,
Of course.
but it was, a worthwhile investment. And that led into us starting to feed elders in Sunnyside, Acres Home, 5th Ward, 3rd Ward, and now we work all the way down in Rosenberg and Kimballton. To date, we've done over 600,000 meals that we do. We call it Meals with Dignity.
600,000. Wow.
Yeah, it's a
You gotta
really
be proud of that. That's a big deal in such a short period of time.
Yeah, we've been really focused with it. And the big part of what we're trying to do is not only provide nutrition, but also respect and dignity with that nutrition, because it's one thing to give people something to eat. It's also to give them something that really speaks to their palate and life experiences. And that's, it's something started and operated by chefs. We're uniquely positioned to do it. So just another example of how far we've gone with it is, you remember, I think it was that last November when we welcomed all the Afghanis in.
Yes.
We were right there cooking authentic Afghani food, welcoming as they were coming in, trying to assimilate, because as being somebody who lived all over the world as well, much like you, as I'm finding out the story, which is fascinating. I think we need to have a,
we need to go to dinner.
We need to have a poker and friends.
Yeah. Ruben would love that.
You're a poker player, too?
I'm a terrible poker player.
Yeah, I just played for the first time 3 days ago. I won about 400.
Take my money. I should just throw my money in the middle of the table and walk away.
Yeah, it would save time, but I guess you get the show.
I want to circle back just 1 second, because if folks are not familiar with you, they don't know anything about Chris. We were there in the morning early on when you guys were working out of the power center. And I mean, you guys had this thing running like a well-oiled machine. And I was amazed at how much food you guys were putting out.
A lot of volunteers.
There was nobody else doing that in the Houston area. I mean, how many meals were going out in a week?
We were doing, I think at our peak, we were doing 5 days a week, 2,200 meals a day. So what is that? I guess like right around 11,000. But the thing is, and this is another part of the program, is that we really don't have volunteers. We pay everybody because it's more than giving people fish. We're trying to teach them how to fish as well. So we're trying to, the same communities that we're targeting, providing access to fresh foods, and again with dignity, we're also providing job opportunities to people that live in these communities, so they can come and get the dual benefit of one, being paid to learn how to be an asset in this industry, because if you can work in Houston, if you can work in kitchens in Houston, especially now,
sure,
then you're covered.
yeah.
Right. But also they get the benefit of knowing that the work they're doing, that they're being paid a premium for, is benefiting their own neighborhood. So I think right now we have, well, I just had a conversation about it. We have 16 full-time employees.
Wow.
Only 2 of them have ever cooked before, and those are the chefs.
Yeah.
Everybody else has never cooked, so it's a lot of bleeding, it's a lot of cussing and fighting, but it's also a lot of, I guess there's some joy in it.
Yeah,
At
not
some
many,
point.
not many chefs, owner openers around that are doing as much as you're doing, Chris. And you have to be very proud of that. And if I know sometimes the things you do, it's hard to enjoy. It's hard to accept that the good that you're doing, but you really are doing an amazing job and changing lives. So,
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just much like you, there's not really much time to sit and reflect, because
Yeah.
there's just so much more to do.
Yeah.
And one other thing I'd like to mention is that we've officially launched our farming initiative.
Oh.
So down in Kendallton, Texas, we have 10 acres of land that's been gifted to us from Fort Bend County, 10 out of 54 total acres.
Shout out to Fort Bend County.
Fort Bend.
Yeah.
And so shout out to Mayor Humphreys.
Shout out to the mayor of
There
Fort
you
Bend
go.
County for
And-
giving land.
and
Yes.
County Judge,
Yeah.
KP George, and also Commissioner Prestige, and everybody else, Shanika Smith, who's now the Chief of Staff.
Yes.
But so they, we just launched it, and the purpose of this is to serve the people of Kendallton that are 15 miles away from any fresh food sources. 15 miles.
Brilliant idea.
So not only do
Yeah.
they have to pay for gas, but then they have to go pay for
Sure.
this fresh ingredients, and it's not cheap to eat well.
No.
So we're hiring people from that community, teaching them how to be masters of the land, completely self-sustainable, and then also giving those products right back to them at a significant discount, saving them 60% before you even factor in the cost
Just
on
all
gas.
over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place.
About to be all over the
Yeah,
ground.
it's great.
Yeah.
We got another item
Congratulations.
here on our foodie cam,
Thank you.
chef. It looks incredible. Probably
Right.
what I would order if I came here for HRW.
This is what your mom always had.
Yes,
Yeah.
there we go. I knew
Yeah.
it.
So this is our classic shrimp and grits, and again, this goes back to the point that I was making earlier about the audience that this program that HRW brings in. We want to show them what we started off
Show them
with.
your best. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's our shrimp and grits. It's everybody when we did this had their own shrimp and grit situation, and so we knew that we had to throw our hat into the race, and this is what we came up with, and we haven't changed it since. So it's just stone mill grits with the sherry fennel broth and andouille sausage, and all the bells and whistles.
I've
Well,
had it.
yeah.
I've had it. It's amazing.
Well, and it fits too, right? Because this is the cuisine is a southern eatery, right? This is
Correct.
your cuisine of choice. And so, all right,
Get in there, Katie.
I'm going in.
I want to watch this.
I haven't had that dish in years.
You want a fork? Grab a fork.
If I,
Grab a
yeah,
bite,
well,
grab a bite.
it's gonna knock me right out.
Come on, go ahead. We love it. Well, oh, okay. Yes.
Was it like that?
Yes.
I hope I have the same reaction.
You better have the same reaction.
What do you think?
They're doing a good job down
Yeah,
there.
right. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Got smoky.
You know that's terrifying, right?
What?
Like when you create something you haven't tried it in years and you leave it in the hands of other people.
What has it turned into?
Yeah, like that. I'm surprised. I hope my hand wasn't shaking. I was
I'm going
worried.
in for the shrimp too, because
Yeah, the andouille's
Mm-hmm.
always great with this.
Okay, the shrimp is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfectly cooked.
Perfectly cooked. Yes.
All right. Good
Perfectly
job,
cooked.
Juan.
Yeah. Huge portion.
Compliments
Oh,
to
look
the
at
chef.
Ruben.
I
Ruben's
don't want to
Taking
read.
it away. Yep.
Sorry.
All right.
What is we got another item on our foodie cam here?
So that,
Classic.
yeah, very classic. This is probably one of the first dishes when we decided to name the restaurant after my great grandmother. We knew that we were going to do Southern. And so the first one obviously was trying to figure out how to do our hot rolls and chili biscuits. And then I was like, okay, we need to do fried green tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never had a fried green tomato in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Only reference I ever had of it was that Kathy Bates movie.
Right.
Yes.
which-
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which I still haven't seen. My father
Mhm.
said it's great. But yeah, so that's us trying it. So what we have is the hybrid batter of cornmeal and flour, cornstarch. Our little special sauce, which is like what do we call it? We call it the spicy aioli. Goat cheese and it is simple. And after we figured out how we wanted to do it, like this was the only thing that I would eat every single day.
Really?
When we
Got
first
that
opened
good?
up, yeah, I mean, every single day when we opened up, if I had to make a run to the grocery store, whatever I did, I'd take an order of fried green tomatoes with me.
Talk a little bit about how your great-grandmother has inspired your cooking, because she was a pioneer in her own time, and she really serves as a wonderful inspiration. And this is one of the things I love about Houston. There's a lot I love about Houston, but there are so many incredible and brilliant legacy individuals like yourself who really are not forgetting where you came from, and not forgetting, in a lot of cases, these amazing women, moms, grandmoms, great-grandmoms. Look at Alex Brennan Martin's mom, look at your great-grandma, look at my mom, this is, and I love that, because this is what makes our community so special. I think it gives everything that everyone is doing so much meaning. So when you're, how has that kind of affected your overall menu and your ingredient choices and stuff?
Well,
I'm gonna eat this a little incorrectly.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, little pizza slice.
No, that's the way you should do it. That's
Okay.
the way
Good.
That's good. It's a handy. She informs a lot of the stuff that we do, just in more than her actual recipes and all that kind of stuff. Even though she's brilliant, it's more about her business savvy and her fearlessness as an entrepreneur. She was a mother as well, and married woman, but business for her was first. Knowing my grandmother, her daughter, you could tell that she was raised by two business women or business people who were just like on it. Like, this is the priority. Yeah. We're going to take care of business, so the family's always comfortable. And then beyond that, her creativity as far as the chef is concerned, there's a handwritten note that she wrote to my grandmother that I found when I was researching her, building the concept and trying to find all the stuff that you see around the walls that spoke to, it spoke to her fearlessness as a true creator. And one of the notes that she made to my grandmother said, just always keep your creativity, nurture your creativity, because as long as you can nurture and focus on that, then you'll never work a day in your life.
You'll always enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, and you'll always be free in what you're doing. You won't be caught up doing the exact same thing, even though that's what restaurants are. We are repetition. You know what I mean? But there's also plenty of creative freedom in there as well, especially when it comes to doing new concepts and finding new ways to help your community.
Yeah, for sure. And it really just is such a wonderful way to honor, where we came from, and those that were before us and taught us everything that we've learned and continue to to help others. What is our
look at that
foodie cam item? Good question, Chef.
No. I remember that. It's just
I think this is your veggie dish.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
It's changed a little bit since I created it. So this one is oh no, I know what it is. Yeah, thank you. I love that. Yeah, it's grown. It's grown. That's real value right there. So that's roasted acorn squash. Roasted acorn squash, which is stuffed with a quinoa, which is cooked with collard greens, cuchella, which is a fermented mango skin. Wow. Chili peppers and pears. And
you said mango skin.
Yeah.
So you and I did a TV segment on Fox 26 in 2020, I think it was. Yes, 2020. And I had never heard of mango skin being used as an ingredient. And I remember saying that in the segment. I'm like, did you say mango skin? Because maybe you said mangosteen, but no, you're like mango skin. And I love that, though. It's so creative.
Yeah, I mean, so when we're creating stuff, and just that's what we do, is we go around grocery stores whenever we have to be in there, because I'd rather not be in there, but you're walking through the international aisles and you just see things that you've never seen before. You buy two of them and you taste them. Yeah. And so I fell in love with it. It's an Indian condiment, which is sour, spicy, not too sweet, but it balances out with everything else.
It's crazy good.
Yeah.
With the richness of the squash, and then you have the romesco underneath. But so that hesitation wise, that the original portion was half of that,
right?
And now I'm looking at a whole half
Yes.
of a squash. So guys, come take advantage of this value.
That's what Houston Restaurant Weeks is about. It's provides the diners a lot of value in addition to a lot of choices. And
Katie?
this was absolutely. This was my mom's kind of dream and goal was first of all to help restaurants during August, which is traditionally a slow period of the month. Not slow here though. For many of the restaurants who participate in HRW, August has turned into their busiest month of the year. And in addition, you are, able to try restaurants perhaps in a different part of town. My mom's, I always remember my mom campaigning and, very passionate that there are really good restaurants outside the loop. That exists, and for a long time in Houston, people just didn't believe that, know. And my mom had, led a very, vocal campaign. There are, the diversity in this city and the different, the amount of different cuisines offered is a huge asset.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when we first started doing it, especially back when I was here more often, we'd see a lot of people coming from as far as like San Antonio.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I remember you and I talking about that.
Yeah,
you're onto something at that point.
Yeah.
When the word is out and people are making it a road trip like that.
Yeah, 3.5 hour road trip.
So I eat this part too?
You eat it all?
Or no, eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
I ate the whole thing.
Eat the whole thing.
Hopefully if I did it wrong, I hope I don't get in trouble.
At least you'll go down together, huh?
Right.
Oh, it's really good. Oh my goodness.
It's delicious.
They're good.
Really good. I love that. And I love how this could be your Cleverly dish. The dish that the restaurants, mostly plant-based, something that anyone with any age or health condition can enjoy, something that doesn't have a lot of bad stuff in it. But I like that. I like the spice. It's just enough. Yeah, they did a great job. Yeah.
Well, actually,
super good.
I'm replacing this one with something that we're running tonight for our 10th anniversary hybrid menu.
Yep.
So we're showcasing a dish from a Mills, our restaurant in Canada, which is a grilled eggplant over smoky tomato sauce with homemade lebna. Hopefully Kang finished making that lebna, which is just a quick cheese made from yogurt with a little bit of lemon and salt. Sumac Aleppo pepper and fresh pita bread. It is simple, but it is out of this world. I'm in love with it.
Fantastic. That sounds super. What do you need, babe?
Now you guys are celebrating your just some water.
Oh, okay.
You guys are celebrating your 10th anniversary. It probably went by in a flash, right?
Yeah, it did. It really did. We had a big plan on what we were going to do, but then we have this weather.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like it's about to open up. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to push everything back to the 15th of October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we're still going to have a lovely little champagne toast, because the whole thing about being in business in 10 years, especially in this business, is just saying thanks to everybody who supported.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, because we wouldn't have made it without them. I mean, like that we built it for.
And you really did build this. I remember, my mom bringing me here. This was, years ago. I think my son was, maybe he might not have even been born yet, but she was so proud of you. And because you had just completed your patio and you had renovated it, right? And she's like, I've got to take you to my good friend Chris, his patio, because he just redid it and it is so wonderful and so beautiful, and I'm so proud of him. And I didn't know you. I never met you. You weren't even here. You weren't here. We just came and sat, and we sat on the patio. The restaurant might have even been closed.
Yeah.
We sat on the patio for 2 hours, and somebody was bringing us, food. I don't know. And all she could talk about was just how proud she was of you and what you were doing in the city.
Your mom was great. We spent a lot of hours out on that patio.
She loved it.
Smoking cigarettes. Not your mom.
No.
Well, I was doing the smoking.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great to hear that story.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. I had never told you that.
Yeah.
Chef, what's on our foodie cam?
Okay, now this dish, this is one that Chef Kang came up with years ago. I think I was doing my first stint with the State Department, working in Croatia and Albania.
Oh.
And I just remember that he'd ordered all this catfish for something, and I was like, "Hey, you need to come up with something to get rid of that catfish, bro, because we can't just take a loss, especially back then, right?"
Right.
And so he came up with this dish of fried catfish.
Yeah.
over grits with the oxtail gravy
Yes, sir.
and a cilantro slaw.
Yes, sir.
Ruben's interest
Yes,
is
sir.
at an all-time high level of the day.
Yes.
And I thought that he was doing it as like a, F me, really.
Yeah.
Okay, he's like, you want me to come up with something? Here you go.
Yeah.
But it turned, it was a hit. Like I walked in and I saw that. I was like, so what'd you do with the Catfish? She's like, man, I sold out of it. I was like, oh, word? How'd you do it?
I love that so much.
All right.
And
We're
that
all
just
getting
makes
in
me
here. Here's
happy.
your fork, chef. You got to try it.
Thank
You got to
you.
try it. You just got off a plane. Got to nourish.
Yeah, I have chocolate all over me. Here, ladies first.
There we
Yeah,
go.
there you go. Get in there.
Gonna taste this first. What this is?
That's our stone mill grits.
Got it. Yeah.
And so now you just have a different combination with the oxtail jus,
Mhm.
the fried catfish, and the slaw. And it's one of the most ridiculous pairings that I've ever seen, but
It works.
it works, and it's Kang's dish, and it's become one of our top sellers.
No, it totally works. Oh my goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my goodness.
I was really offended when I came in. I was like, dude, what are you trying to tell me? Like, just, And then I look at it around, and it just keeps coming out the kitchen.
This is the place to get this dish, you guys. This
Yeah,
is
you won't-
absolutely.
You won't see this anywhere else.
It's huge. It is something that you'll have leftovers probably. Chris, you guys are
Leave
doing
no leftovers on my house.
Little Ruben's like, speak for yourself.
Going down.
Are you guys doing a $39 menu or a $55 menu? Do you know?
$39,
$39 menu, 3 courses.
4 courses.
4 courses. Value alert. Let's go. Not everybody does 4 courses. There's only a handful that do 4 courses. That's
4
pretty cool.
courses. And you know what's really was surprising to me about that is I was in Canada, and the chefs and the management made that decision on their own. That's how much they've embraced it.
Wow.
Because we all know this is a busy time where we go hard and buckle in.
Mhm.
And typically, like restaurants I worked at, people want to do less. These people want to do more. I was like, you sure?
Yeah.
And they said, yeah. I said, okay.
That's amazing. I mean, that warms my heart because, Houston Food Bank is the beneficiary of Houston Food Bank, of Houston Restaurant Weeks, is one of the largest food banks in the country. And, I think that it's pretty cool that this is the biggest check they get every single year is from Houston Restaurant Weeks. And, as I talk to a lot of, people who are working in the hospitality industry, that means something to them.
Yeah.
That really means something to them because every dish is literally feeding people at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, and we're also, there's synergy now.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because when we first started the nonprofit, we used a lot of food from the food bank because we were having drives over at the power center where our kitchen is based.
Right.
And the leftover stuff, we go put that in production
Amazing.
and use it in to make our meals. So yeah, we're all about the partnership.
Chef,
You guys are rocking and rolling. We're gonna have to go quick, guys.
Something
We're short
incredible
on time.
is
Short on
happening
time.
on our foodie cam.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Talk about it.
Cam.
Classic. But it's changed 4 times. This is our yard bird. We knew if we're going to do a southern restaurant, we're going to have fried chicken. So it's just, I think it's boneless fried chicken with smoked mashed potatoes, braised collard greens, and our bourbon quick pickle that goes on just to cut through the richness of everything.
Ruben wants
Happy.
food. Ruben wants food. Here's the food.
And the last one here is another classic. This is the only dessert I really knew how to make without fail when we first opened. I'm also doing it in Canada right now,
Oh,
too.
good. Yeah.
It's the only dessert on the menu. That's our croissant bread pudding
Oh,
with a
boy.
bourbon creme glaze and a mixed berry compote.
Beautiful.
Katie is
Beautiful.
now
No, I know.
intrigued.
I'm going in for this. This is
You want in for the bread pudding?
This is my wheelhouse here. Yeah.
I'm glad we finally saw some collard greens. I love collard greens.
Yeah, me too. It's been a while too because you can't find them in Canada,
Really?
not Nova Scotia.
Wrong climate.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
This wins.
I'm using my
This
fingers.
wins for sure. This is a winner.
Oh.
I'm pretty picky about bread pudding, as Ruben knows. This is incredible. You have a great team. You have a
Yeah, we're
good
really
team down
fortunate.
there.
Really
Yeah.
fortunate. We kept them all through the pandemic.
Mhm.
Taught them
Didn't
well.
lose anybody. We made an investment in them, and it's great to see them reciprocate it and make it back to us.
Yeah, for sure.
Do this. And I haven't had fried chicken in 4 months
How come?
because I've been in Canada. Working on the restaurant, yeah.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
So tell everybody where they can find you guys. What's the best way to keep up with the happenings at Lucille's and your hours of operation, days that you're open, that kind of thing.
We're open Tuesday through Sunday. Lunch and dinner Tuesday through Thursday. Brunch Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Closed for dinner on Sunday night. You can follow us on all the social media channels, everything except for Twitter, I think, because None of us do it.
Mhm.
Is Twitter still around?
Yeah, apparently.
I think so.
Yeah, somebody mentioned it to me the other day. But
You're
so
like, Twitter, really?
Yeah.
It's like MySpace now.
Right.
I live on Twitter.
Do you?
Gaming Twitter. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so Lucille's Houston for Facebook, I believe. I know that's what it is for Instagram, and Lucille's 1913 for the nonprofit. If anybody wants to help, volunteer, make a donation,
There you
come
go.
see him in our gardens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We love all the support we can get.
So, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Another great show. Chris, thank you so much, you and the staff, for the hospitality and for having us and just getting here from the airport at breakneck speed.
Literally
we appreciate it,
from
man.
the airport
We appreciate it.
to Foodies and Friends on
So,
Fox
guys,
26.
here's the deal. Check out. There is still time to dine out and do good. Check those menus. Put Lucille's on that menu.
Absolutely.
You know,
yeah.
and
they've got a great brunch too, by
there
the
you
way.
go.
Just year round, their brunch is pretty killer.
There you go.
And like Ruben said, there's about 10 days left in Houston Restaurant Weeks 2022, which benefits the Houston Food Bank, runs now through Labor Day. We're going to do some social next week for the restaurants that are open over Labor Day weekend, because Labor Day is on a Monday. And so it's always a good idea just
Be
to
on the
call and
lookout.
check, but be on the lookout for that.
Be on the lookout.
And we will see you on Monday once again
See
for
you guys.
another special edition of Foodies and Friends on Fox 26.
I'm Ruben
Katie
Dominguez.
Stone.
That's Katie Stone.
This is Chris
That's Chris
Williams.
Williams.
Celebrating 10 years.
Peace.
Thank you.
See you
Shout out.
guys.